Number one is a toughie because we're finding this exposed surface area here, which the outside would just be an easy cylinder I could have just plugged in here. But then, of course, I tried to make it more challenging by telling you there's some exposed area because there's a hole going through it. So now that hole going through it is exposed. So let's try and work through all the pieces here and see if we can put them together. So I'll try and kind of draw it out what we're dealing with here. So I see that there's circles, but the circles are not complete circles on the base here. It's a circle with a circle inside subtracted out. So I have to find this shape, and then I got to do that times 2 because there's a top and a bottom on both sides here. So for this piece, the donut kind of piece, I'm going to first find the area of the full circle, and that would be pi r squared. If this is all 6, 2 by 2 by 2 is 6, then it would be 3 for the big radius, so 3 squared. But then I need to subtract out the little circle, and that would be pi. 1 is the radius for just the little tiny circle, 1 squared there. Then I will put that into my calculator and multiply that all times 2. So pi times 9 minus pi times 1 times 2. So I get 50.265 for that. All right, the next thing I have is I'm gonna do is the wrapped around this lateral area, wrapped around here, which would be a rectangle, big rectangle here. And that big rectangle we find by doing 2 pi r h. So 2 pi r. R is the radius of this big shape. This is the outside, so we want the big radius. The big radius we said would be 3. The height, which typically the height goes up and down, now is technically going side to side. So the height would be times 10. And then that would give me that big outside rectangle here. So I'm going to just put that into my calculator. 2 pi times 3 times 10. 188.496. And then there's one more piece of exposed area, and it's this inside piece. There's like an inside rectangle. If the inside was unfolded, there'd be another rectangle, but this rectangle, it's got the same height, but it's not quite as long because the circumference is not as much. There's not as much circumference going around the little circle. So it's maybe only like this much rectangle. All right, so then that we have to use this part of the formula. For the rectangle, it would be 2 pi. The r here for this little guy is just 1 times the height, again, is this direction from top to bottom, is 10. So 2 pi times 1 times 10 is 62.832. And then I'm just going to add those together. All 3 of these added together will be my complete surface area answer. Okay, I think I've typed that in correctly. No, I missed a 0 there. Let me go back. So the total I got here is 301.593. And then we're in the units of meters. So this would be meters squared for area.